Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to Comedy, the podcast that helps you find new, emerging, and undiscovered independent comedy podcasts. I'm Greg, the host and curator of comedy. Today's episode is from Brains on the Outside. Brains on the Outside is a podcast about celebrating creativity through ridiculous business ideas. If you like today's episode, make sure to check out the episode description for links to subscribe. All right, let's get this show started.
Begin.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, Andrew.
What's this?
Oh, this is Brains on the Outside, a podcast about celebrating creativity through ridiculous business ideas.
That is right. Each Monday, we pitch fun, fantastical, and weird businesses to make our ordinary lives way more extraordinary.
We do indeed. We take our listeners' problems and imagine incredible new products, businesses, services that'll help them out of their pickle. And hopefully, we'll make the world a better place as we do it.
Fingers crossed. Now, what if, for example, a business idea might be a florist who'll take the blame if you forget to buy flowers?
Handy.
Or a farm where we grow wishes. Stuff like, we grow, oh my God, Alex, what was the little flowers called that you blow onto?
Dandelions.
We'll grow dandelions. We'll find eyelashes. We'll count shooting stars for you. So you always have a wish ready to go.
So those were past ideas. Should we get on in the new episode of the best business podcast that Oliver Cromwell never heard?
I mean, it's true.
And get on and develop some new ideas.
Let's go for it. So, Alex, what do you got for us today?
Well, Andrew, a couple of weeks ago, we did an episode about social media ideas, and I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it a lot since then.
Got a new one to bring to the table.
Well, do you know what? One of the things that I've realized is a major problem with our current social media.
I mean, there's so many things.
Oh yeah, except to all the obvious things.
I find we're also very text-based, whereas very image-based.
Exactly.
Oh.
You've got it, man. You've hit it. It really only hits 2 of our 5 senses.
It seems there's a lot of room then for us to get into the other 3.
Yeah, truly. Obviously, we have sight and sound. Those are the ones that we've already nailed.
Yeah, we've got those down, I think.
I think so. But what about smell? What about...
That's a good point.
What about touch? What about taste?
The social media network you can taste.
Yeah, so hear me out.
Okay.
This is what I'm pitching.
Okay.
All right. I call it the books.
The books.
The books.
Plural.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 5 books that you get delivered to your house when you sign up to our social network.
Mm-hmm.
Each book is for a different sense.
Okay, so what's inside the book? Is it just like a list of feelings and stuff?
Well, we start at the easy end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Inside book number 1,
right.
That's the vision book. You can open that up. It's just got pictures in there. Colors, pictures, shapes, patterns, all that stuff. Right?
Is it always an abstract thing? Is it always like...
Nope.
So it could be, here is a picture of red. Here is a cow. There's Saturn.
Yeah.
And a picture of a man losing anguish.
Yeah,
Anything.
Absolutely. Useful stuff like a spaceman riding a horse or a horse riding a spaceman.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff, yeah. That's book number 1.
Right.
Book number 2, yeah, it's like those kids' children's books with the buttons in it. You open it up, you press a button, it plays a sound.
Okay. Yeah.
It's got all the sounds in there. You want a sound of a steam train? It's on page 17. Just open that up. Book number 3, smells.
Oh, it's like scratch sniffs.
Yep, you got it. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Absolutely. Book number 4, taste.
Is it like when you, this isn't a very great example, but when you lick a bit of a letter to make it sticky, but it's just got a taste on it.
Yeah. I mean, totally. I was thinking about you open it up and it's actually just full of every flavor of Jelly Belly Jelly Bean.
Oh, wow.
It's got them all in there.
Every single one.
Yeah, and extras. Like you want
New
something
flavors.
like, yeah, for that day when you're siphoning a car petrol out to put it into another car, it's got one that tastes like petrol. Yeah. And then book number 5, that's right, it's a textures book.
Textures book. Ooh.
Yeah, which is like like a kid's book, but it's got more textures in there. You open it up, you want something furry, it's got a furry page. You want something scratchy, it's got a sandpaper page.
Sandpaper, okay.
You want something wet, it's got a little pot that you put your finger in, and it's just wet in there. You want something that feels like jelly, it's got a little pot of jelly. You want something that is like wet fur, it's got a little wet fur bit.
So, to clarify, this, I think especially for this 5th book, do you imagine it coming as a book, or is it a more of a conceptual book? Like, how are the pages going to work if there's pots of jelly in there?
It's just got really thick books with like, really thick pages that are just like, full of little pots and stuff. It all stacks together. It's a big book.
It's a big
ass book, right?
So you have your 5 books.
Yeah.
I come home from work and I don't know, I'm feeling like ready to have dinner. I want to post this. So, well, what's the next stage? Is there a website I go on to?
Well, the beauty of this is that for anyone with the books, you can go on any social media site that exists at the moment and post as though you're using the books, right? You just post the page number and then the slot on the page.
So you could go on Twitter or Facebook. This is going to save us a lot on web hosting. This is great.
Exactly. We don't need to. We are parasitically living on other people's social media. All right.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, hashtag smell, page 37, pot number 6. That's blueberries. Vision, page number 69, picture from number 4, and that's a beautiful seaside picture.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. In the texture book, you might be on like page 108, and that's all just like sand, different sand textures. And that's all you post.
I love this. A bit of it is this dragging like something very modern social media into a very, very physical, tangible form. You just have this very physical book.
Yeah.
This is a slight tangent, but I'm so excited for like when book 2 drops, like the hype around that. It's like, oh shit, now I can feel like wet grass.
Well, I mean, you're hitting an absolutely perfect thing there, because this is also how we monetize it, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
We sell the volumes individually, like they sell the Encyclopedia Britannica volumes individually. You just want, like, it's quite expensive because we have a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Right? You can only afford one book. Which one are you going to get? Are you going to get the book of textures that's like from sand to squishy stuff?
Oh, so it's actually formatted alphabetically.
Yep.
You buy S to T.
Yeah. And then you get like squishy, you get soft, you get sludgy.
Yeah.
You will also get like what's a tea thing? I can't think of a tea thing. Tacky.
Trousers, terrain, table.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So you might get a picture of a table. Yeah. So you can only do stuff that begins with S and T that week.
It's the sort of the limitation is going to breed so much creativity. Like, oh, I feel like kind of sanguine today. Like, how do you describe these complex human emotions? And all you have in front of you is like a scratch and sniff of some glue smell and a pot of jelly. Like, what combination of these things make up how you feel as a human being?
I think we're actually getting to the essence of humanity there. I think that's it.
Like, boiling it all down.
Yeah. Everything is synesthesia.
How do you imagine adverts working then? We're going to monetize this. We have like new books, new volumes coming out. Could I go to you and be like, I want some ad space?
Definitely.
Okay.
So each individual site or sound or texture can be sponsored.
Oh, that's good.
Right. If you want something bubbly, I'm feeling bubbly today.
Yeah.
The little bubbly pot, it's just got lilt in it.
You know how there's like adverts for Coca-Cola and everyone there, they're all happy, they're on a beach, they're all laughing, they're with their friends. They would buy their emotions that correspond with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they might buy like the feeling of a cool breeze, or like the feeling of just water trickling down the side of a cold can, like condensation. That might be the thing that they sponsor. You open it up, that it's actually just like that pot. That texture pot is just a piece of Coca-Cola can.
Yeah, the entire C book is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
I mean, it's a big set of books. You want to really get it. I mean, advertising is a great side revenue for us, but if you want to own all of these books, that is an expensive endeavor.
Because I guess the encyclopedia, where that went wrong as a financial model, is that there's only one encyclopedia. You know what I mean? There's only like one set of words. We have 5.
Yeah, we have 5, and we can keep combining them. Further down the line as well. Like, we talked about the feeling of wet fur.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We can talk about the feeling of like, Oh, I've actually just spilt jam on my dog.
Yeah.
I haven't. There is no texture for that now. Phone is up. You come up with a new thing that we can use. We'll put it in there. We'll send you that book for free.
Yeah, the homebrew book community. I don't know. Are we going to allow people to make their own versions of books? Like, are we going to be very, very litigious?
No. Extremely litigious.
Yeah. There is one book. There is one official set of smells in this country, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah. If you want to add to that, that's cool, man. That's totally fine. We'll get you involved. We'll bring you in. We'll give you a little cut from that book. That's it. All right. Because I love the idea that out there in the world, there are a bunch of people who are just looking for new smells that are not in the book. They're looking for new textures that are not in the book.
Oh, yeah. I imagine like explorers like Indiana Jones, deep like in the rainforest or a tomb somewhere, just like sniffing shit. Like, oh, this is a bit too much like page 47. Damn it.
Exactly, yeah. So that's my idea for the books, man. Are you going to join?
I definitely will. I'm hoping, I don't know, you get maybe your first couple of books for free to get you kind of hooked into it.
I mean, you're stretching it there, man.
Okay, right.
Yeah, this is a high-end endeavor. I mean, if you want to get in, maybe if you just want the pictures book, that costs you 50 quid, right?
That's the baby one. That's the baby book for babies. That's actually the only one that can actually be a book. Yeah. Traditionally.
Yeah. Whatever. I mean, maybe we just give that one away for free.
Yeah.
But you want sounds? Volumes of sounds, man. It's like £100 of volume.
That's difficult. There's going to have like a little speaker in there full of batteries.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be real primo sounds to stop you just going on YouTube or torrenting them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we've fingerprinted every sound in some way. Yeah, and actually, if you just put it onto YouTube, it goes the book stolen from the books. Actually, our copy protection is actually it's actually the Ring,
right?
Yeah, we've actually infected all of the books with the Ring. and if you play the sound or you look at one of the pictures without
creepy girl,
comes right haunted. That's it.
I think unofficicial versions of the book, they should be labeled wrong. The smell should be wrong. Yeah. That's how they make you pay. It's like those games if you torrent certain games, you can't complete them, or the games are like designed differently if you torrented them to trick you. I think we get books that aren't officially licensed with us.
Yeah.
Everything smells like shit.
Actually, there's that thing about like maps often have a place that doesn't exist on them. Because then someone comes in and copies the map.
Really smart.
Yeah. So we in the books we have like a texture or a smell that will actually drive you insane. If you smell it or you touch it. And if you buy the books, you know not to you don't open page 666.
Like, how bad can the Cthulhu smell?
You don't do that.
You don't do it.
Yeah. But if you don't, you're gonna summon a great one.
Yeah.
And he devours you. Yeah, oh man, Nyarlathotep's fucking...
Oh, not again.
No, shit, someone's fucking stolen the books.
Never open page 37.
Ad time, Andrew.
Ad time. I've got a good one today.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to try not read it as a hint towards us, but
okay.
I am a little self-conscious about it, but I'll tell you it. You'll see what you think. So today, the situation I think a lot of people listening today has been in is, so your friends are starting a podcast. Yeah. And they put a lot of effort into a lot of love,
Yeah.
And as, they probably expect you to listen to a few episodes.
You should definitely fucking listen to a few episodes.
Always listen to a few episodes. If not, and subscribe and, like it and review it and everything.
Send us an idea and all the other stuff.
Yeah. So I feel very sympathetic to these guys. So this company, what they do is they argue that some people don't want to listen to their friends' podcasts. And what they're going to do instead, as a service, they will listen to the podcast for you and leave a little review.
I mean, this sounds like a service for bad people, Andrew. For bad people who are not real friends.
I mean, I would tend to agree. So what they offer the ability to review for you. So it looks like you listened to the podcast, but also another tier up.
Yeah.
If you're an even worse friend, is they will give you the cliff notes. They will write down all the funniest jokes and like a little criticism, like oh, it wasn't as tight as the last episode, just to make it really think that you thought about that episode.
Holy shit, man. If you pay a little bit more, can you get a bit of positive feedback?
Yeah, it's like, okay, the ad was funnier than last week's ad.
Oh. I actually quite like this as an idea because I don't know that I would definitely listen to it. If like all of my friends made a podcast, I definitely would listen to all of them.
So my fear is people are using the service already.
Oh shit!
'Cause it's dirt cheap. Like you pay £1 per minute of the episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
and more if it's if you want the cliff notes.
If you want the cliff notes, so I'm kind of reassured though because I think the cliff notes for our episode are as long as the episodes would be.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's no way to condense a lot of what we talked about down into like one concise. Oh yeah, they just talked about this one thing.
That is, I don't think. Luckily for us, this service, I don't think really works for our show.
Okay, thank God for that.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Is there a discount code or anything?
Yeah, so they'll reduce it to 50p per minute of an episode if you use the discount code Brains Outside.
Sweet. And what's the service called?
God damn. It's I feel it should be called Bad Friends.
Bad Pod Friends.
Bad Pod Friends. Palcast? Because you listen to your friends' podcasts.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I think that could be. I think it's Palcast.
Yeah, Palcast. Good. Yeah. And if somebody else, like if another advertiser or another business wanted to get in touch and put an ad on the show, what would the best way be to do that?
We have loads of ways. We have our email, which is probably the most popular way right now to get in contact with us. It is brainsontheoutside@gmail.com. We have our Twitter page, which is Brains Outside, and we have our Instagram, Brains on the Outside.
Fabulous. Or you could use a skywriter above the streets of Durham, and we would see that.
I'm having to take a moment because that would be so brilliant.
It would probably take a lot of skywriting to write out a problem.
Question, yeah.
Like an ad. And actually, if you're writing an ad in the sky, why do you need to be on our show?
Yeah, you probably have your own people to solve it.
We've talked ourselves out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week, we've actually had a few emails on the same subject, which is such an amazing coincidence. One of them is from Elliot, who is in Durham. He's a regular listener. And one is also from Rob in Edinburgh, who is also a regular listener.
Super fans, I would suggest.
Super fans. Thank you very much, guys. Both their communications with us touch on the topic of the problems of storing things. Elliot seems to be very anxious about taking things on planes, partly because it's so expensive to put luggage in the store of a plane, right?
That's exactly right. I'm flying later this week, and I'm flying with EasyJet. Mm-hmm. I have one bag that I'm allowed to take because I paid extra money for it. But like, holy shit, man. I mean, it was like an extra 25 quid to take a bag on the plane. Otherwise, I was going to have to take the equivalent of a pencil case with all my clothes in it. That was basically it.
This is actually exactly Elliot's fear. He has a sort of the beginnings of a solution here. Which he thinks, what if you had a coat that could fit everything in it? Super deep pockets. You could take it off after you get off the plane and have wheels on it as well, so you could carry it about. You have to sort of origami it together.
Oh, so it becomes a suitcase.
It becomes a suitcase and you origami it into a coat.
Oh, I like that. That's actually really nice. That's really cool. Because I was thinking about, like, when you first started, I was like, well, yeah, what if we just started to pack all of your clothes with additional pockets? For everything. But this works really nicely. I mean, you could fit a lot of
it'd be a very big coat, I imagine.
Like, why just stop at a coat? What about like cargo pants? But it's their pockets all the way down.
All the. I think not all clothes currently have pockets in them.
Yeah.
Why ain't there pockets in your socks? Or you get shoes with like really, really deep soles.
Yeah.
Like, not like half inch like it normally is, but like 10, 11 inches. of just soul.
And it's got a door in there and it's got a bunch of shelves behind it.
Yes, yeah.
It's like you basically turned your shoes into wardrobes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I fucking love that. That's brilliant.
That's great as well. You keep all your socks in there, and if your socks got wet, you can just reach into your shoe drawer or pull out a new pair.
That's really good. Yeah, I like this a lot. That's really cool. I mean, there's so many items of clothing that you could pack extra pockets into. Like, why is your shirt just got one pocket? And not even every shirt has one pocket.
Exactly.
On the front.
You have at least 4 in the front, 4 in the back, multiple on your arms.
Yeah, and like long pockets on jeans are now really fashionable. You can fit a lot of stuff in a long pocket.
Yeah, yeah. Is the problem that society hasn't normalized yet outfit changes? Like when, I don't know, Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga was on tour, in the middle of the gig, they just change outfit. Mm-hmm. There's layers. Should our clothing be more layered?
I'm actually really interested in that because my brain's gone completely the other way, right? Outfit changes are kind of normalized on a daily basis. Like you change your outfit once a day. What if you didn't? What if instead of when you go away on holiday, you actually only take one pair of clothes with you?
This is your holiday clothes. Good. Yeah.
Actually, the obvious solution to this is everyone becomes a nudist.
Okay.
And then you don't need to take anything. Like the ultimate way to travel is with nothing.
I mean, this is the nudist. I guess you're going on holiday to a nudist colony. Don't pack your clothes, but you still have to bring other things like your toothbrush, your TV, your
wait, what?
Your frying pan, everything else. You know.
I mean, my mother-in-law has a thing that she calls the cottage box, which is what they take to go to cottages, and it has literally everything in it. Yeah. When you
How big is it?
It's pretty big, but it has like a washing line in it.
Oh, okay. That is actually like you have moved.
Yeah.
You basically just moved.
Everything. It's got everything in there. It's really handy though. What was Rob's thing? What did Rob say?
Rob, he was talking about boxes as well.
Really?
Yeah. He also kind of likes Dungeons and Dragons, it seems.
Oh man.
He imagines a real world box for when you're moving house. That's like the D&D bag of holding.
Oh, that's the bag that you can put literally
everything in. But he has also got some anxieties about this problem as well.
So these two things actually, because like a bag of holding would solve your problems for going on holiday. Certainly for my absolutely lovely mother-in-law.
Yeah,
she could take literally everything with her.
A tiny sort of a TARDIS is bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, smaller on the outside.
Yeah, I guess like the neck of the bag has to be big enough to be able to stretch around whatever it is that you want to carry around in there.
Right. I mean, that is, I imagine it's a cute little, like, you could hold it in your hands, but I do also, if it was just an enormous hole that you chuck stuff in.
Yeah, just like a black hole that you're carrying around with you.
That's actually pretty good.
It's going to be a mess in there though, right?
So this has actually gone to somewhere that is maybe, how I use this in a loose sense, scientifically feasible. If only we could create and command black holes just to chuck stuff in, and then you have a fishing rod, and you'd fishing rod it out.
Okay, but right, you just chuck the shit in there.
Yeah.
You want a pair of pants, you fucking throw the fishing rod line down the bat, and you fish out a bicycle. Like, what's that? How are you going to cope with this? This isn't... Andrew, I don't think you've thought this through.
There's someone else in there. Like, you know, there's libraries have librarians. Black hole storage solutions have their own staff.
Sounds like so you're like you have an Amazon warehouse worker inside your black hole picking and packing the stuff that you want to get out.
You drop down like a little note being like, I don't know, my blue socks.
Yeah.
And then there's like a Dewey Decimal Cell system.
All right.
Of the storing. And I imagine it's quite a slow process. It's leisurely. We're not like counting the minutes here about like doing Amazon warehouses. The trade-off you pay for being able to bring anything anywhere is it might take a while.
I guess that's okay when you're on a holiday.
Yeah, you're leisurely anywhere.
Yeah, you just put a note in the day before. And
yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to need
my flip-flops, a pair of shorts, my beach ball, my inflatable flamingo, because I'm going to the beach.
Yeah, then Steph, Greg, and all the other people who are working the black hole, they go, yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Can you imagine working in there in a black hole? Has everyone do they catalog it for everyone, or is it just your own personal black hole? Have you got 5 people working down there just specifically for you?
It depends how rich you are. I think it's maybe the basic tier is everyone's stuff is in there.
I mean, it's kind of become a little bit roulette-y then, and I quite like it. Like, you're like, I want my blue socks and I want this, and you just get a pair of blue socks.
Maybe that's actually just it. Your stuff isn't down there. There is a generic stockpile of generic stuff, and you're like, can I get some flip-flops? And they're like, well, I'll see what I can do for you. I'll get you the closest thing I can. And they'll come back with like a surfboard or something.
Oh, so it's like a library.
Yes, it's a library for everything.
The library of everything down a black hole that you can take on holiday with you. Okay, now I'm in, because I didn't like the idea of having 5 people down a black hole.
That's sketchy. It's kind of scary, isn't it?
It's Bezos territory. That is like
this has got the vibe of a library.
Oh,
the vibe, the slow. You can't. It's very quiet in there.
Yeah,
you have your little library card. It's very, very chill down there.
But you never go down, so it doesn't matter. But how do you get in there if you're going to work there? How do you?
This ladder or something, I guess.
Jump in.
Yeah,
but it's got infinite space in it. How do you get? Is it got a floor? Is it just flat? What is it like in there?
Imagine.
Is it just always dark?
Imagine a library.
Yeah,
the building of a library.
Mm-hmm.
And surrounding this is the infinite and unknowable cosmos. But there is a building that resembles a library just floating in this space, in this ether.
Wow. Okay.
And a very, very long step ladder.
To get you back up out.
Get you back
It's
out.
like a tiny hole in the sky.
Yeah. Like a little space elevator.
Yeah. Okay. And do people do shifts down there, or is it like what's the crack?
Well, it's like every other business, right? Isn't it? If you were working at a library normally, you'd be there 9 to 5, then you'd clock out and go home, right?
I guess so. And it's like because it's a black hole, it's populated from anywhere in the world.
Exactly.
Like anyone can jump in. You got multiple holes. When it's your shift, you just climb down the ladder.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of an adventure, something to do in it. It makes it a bit hard to want to go for lunch somewhere else. But I think you could climb out and go somewhere else, I guess. Or you could open a shop down there as well. On hindsight, actually, the easiest solution was you take the black hole back to your house, like as a wormhole situation.
Yeah, remote work is a weird situation then as well, isn't it? Like, if
you're really pushing the boundaries of remote work.
Yeah, because you're like the ultimate remote, but also you can just climb in from, like, you just literally step out of bed and throop down the hole.
So in my flat, we have a loft, and I have this great fear of falling down the loft ladder hole.
Oh man, yeah.
I think that would be even scarier if you were remote working and there was just like this temporal portal on your bathroom floor or something you have to take to go to your office. Like, if I slip down there, this could be it. I could be falling for decades.
I'm also just like, I've really freaked myself out thinking about the fact that there's a toothbrush in there. And when you send a message down because you want to brush your teeth, you're like, can I have the toothbrush? And everyone's using the same toothbrush in the world.
You're 17th in the queue. Can you come back in 45 minutes, please? I mean, there's some issues with this plan, but
it is good though, because then you only need to take one thing on holiday with you. So if you are a nudist, you don't actually need anything. Like, you don't have to. You sort of carry one thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know why the nudist part of that was important. That was the show, Andrew. Again, that was it. It was a good time.
Yeah, I feel we solved some real problems there. We had the issue of why isn't there smell on social media? Knocked that one out of the park with the book. And we had some reader problems. Elliot and Rob, how do they store stuff? I think Pocket Dimension Library. I
think we didn't intentionally do this, but actually they overlap really nicely, those two ideas. Like, cataloging is a thing, isn't it? Like, cataloging all the sights and sounds and smells. You could put the two things together. What if the book actually was just a black hole and you just reached in and pulled out? Like, everyone, you just put a thing in the black hole for how you're feeling that day.
You mean there's like hundreds of little black holes and you just launch your hand down, grab it out. Yeah.
Anyway, we've gone off piece in the outro. Wonderful. Thanks for listening to the show.
Thank you so much for listening.
If somebody wanted to do us a massive favor, Andrew, what would the best thing that they could do be?
If you wanted to do us a massive favor, I think the best thing to do would be to tell your friends about the show. Because that's the best way of learning about new podcasts, telling your friends, either face to face or if you were to post something on your Twitter or your Instagram about us, and you were to tag us at Brains Outside on Twitter or Brains on the Outside at Instagram, we would be super duper happy.
Yeah, we'll definitely give you a shout out on the show. And if you do tell someone face to face, take a photo of that moment and send it to us.
Immortalize it.
Yeah, because we want to see the look on their face when they find out that this show exists.
So I think I mentioned the Twitter and the Instagram, but we also have an email, brainsontheoutside@gmail.com.
Perfect. That's wonderful. And we'll be back in a week on Monday.
A week on Monday. Keep your brain on the outside.
Keep that brain on the outside, Andrew.
Thanks again for listening to Comedy by Indie Drop-In Network. If you would like to nominate a comedy podcast to be featured, just send me a tweet at Indie Drop-In. I'd also love to hear if one of our featured podcasts is now your favorite show. Indie Drop-In survives off ad revenue and listener donations. If you would like to contribute, please consider buying me a coffee. Just go to buymeacoffee.com/Indie Drop-In. If you look at the very bottom of the episode description, you will see a link. Indie Drop-In has many other shows that you also might like. Just go to indiedropin.com. All right, we'll see you next week.